Sup homies, I'm Dexter and this is my van, and today we're going to be putting in a sink. So this is the space I'm working with, and here's a little bit of footage of what it looks like when it's complete and working, and I'm going to hop into detail and show you how I made it. Okay, so this is kind of the space I have to work with. I couldn't take the cabinet out of the van because everything is screwed in and I didn't want to go through the hassle of unscrewing anything, so we just dealt with it. But the first step was just taping off the area that I was going to cut. So here's a little bit of footage of me taping it off. And next I had to mark out where I wanted this sink to go. So I measured and marked and eventually got the size that I wanted. So here's what it looks like when it got to that point.
Drilling. Now it's time for the drilling.
So right after that, I had to drill a hole in the desktop in order to get the saw blade through so I could start sawing. And sawing was pretty sketch, honestly. It took a little bit of trial and error, but eventually we cut the hole. And it was about the right size, but luckily it didn't have to be perfect. And yeah, you'll see what I mean by that in just a few seconds. All right, so once you get your hole cut out, it doesn't have to be perfect because there's gonna be this overlay from the sink. It's gonna go over the cut, but you wanna cut it about the right size. So we just got ours cut out, and let's see if it fits. Bam. Next, it was time to figure out and measure where I wanted the faucet to go. So I started looking and I ended up finding a spot on the right side which lined up where the pump would be. So I marked it and then drilled the hole. And then vacuumed up just a little bit, clean up my mess, you know, and then took off the tape, and it was time to put the sink in officially. Okay, so after taking off the tape, I drilled the little holes in for the corners of the sink and plopped the sink right in. The sink has these little rod thing, I don't know how to explain it, but you twist it in, and then when you put the sink inside, you drop it into place, and you can tighten it into place with these little nut things. And so got it all tightened up, and the sink was officially in place, and everything looked pretty good. And next was the drain. So the drain part was super easy. The kit we got was like super handy, and there's this little faucet piece that you just plopped right in, and then you could tighten it from the bottom side. And once you did that, the drain just screwed right on. And it came with this little black hose, which was like perfect because then it just had to go right down into the gray water tank. All I need to do is drill a hole in the cap of the gray water tank, and then I should be done. Okay, so the hose is just a little bit too long, so if I plop it in there, you see it's like up and down, so that's not good. But right here, there's a smooth part, and I think that'll fit like just about perfect. So I'm gonna go and cut this right here. I just found some clippers in the garage, and I think that they'll do the trick, so we're just gonna go for it. I ended up cutting the little black hose and put it into position, and it fit perfect. Sweet. Okay, I got it all put together. I'm gonna see if this works. So we got the gray water tank down there, and this should just drain right in, so. I think it's working. No leaks. Can hear fill it up, let's go. Next is the freshwater pump to the sink. This is gonna be the more confusing part, but we got all these pieces here that are a part of it. So I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. I mean, a little bit scary, but wish me luck. First of all, I need like basically a big straw from the bottom of this tank that'll suck the water up through the pump. And I know that's not what it's called, but I'm gonna attempt to make that first. They're on a quick connect, and the quick connect is drilled into the cap, but I do need to insert this here guy into here. So I'm watching the reference video, and I realized that I put this on the wrong end of the quick connect. So anyways, I have to disconnect this now, and I don't know how to do that. And I think I'm just gonna chop it and then go up, because it has to be shorter anyways, so it might work. I can't even explain to you how much of a pain this actually was to get the piece out of the PVC pipe, because literally I put it in wrong, and then it would not come out. So I cut the pipe but it was still in, and it took a long time. So we got this piece here and this piece here, and we're gonna drill a hole through this one, and then quick connect goes there, and then the tube will connect onto there, and then the hoses will be connected to this one going to the pump. Yeah. All right, let's get drilling. Okay, not gonna lie, that was super sketchy, but I ended up getting this out of here somehow by some miracle, and I think I can still make it work. Okay, moment of truth. This is our piece. It's pretty sketchy, guys. I don't know for sure if it's gonna work, but let's see. It just has to fit through here. Oh, look at that. Easy. Nice. Once it's on there, the little black plastic piece comes right over it like this. And this part's made from the cap that came with the jug. And then once this bad boy's on, go like here. Perfect. And then this is the one that connects into here. But this whole piece fits into the jug like this. Then we got the cap piece, just goes right over both of these. And then from here, we're gonna have a quick connect piece just like this that's connected to all the hoses. So the next step was to clamp the hose onto the quick connect piece. And so I got the clamp and tightened it as much as I could, and then made sure it was secure. Sweet. So now I got this, and then the hose, which will go to the pump, and it's a quick connect, so hopefully all I gotta do is press up on this, connect it in, and bam, we're connected. And that should be airtight suction all the way up through here. So now let's figure out this pump. I think I'm gonna put this right here, except just the pedal sticking out. One thing I didn't think about is that this hole would be perfect if it was this far out, but there is this upward arc here, and so when I do put it through, it's not resting on the ground. So I am gonna have to move the hole lower, which is okay. Now that the hole is drilled lower, this fits in perfect against the wall and against the floor, and comes out right there. And so you will be pumping with your foot and having water come out here. Now I need to do a hose line from the tank to the bottom side of the pump, and then I need to do a hose line from the top side of the pump up to the faucet, and then we should be done. Cut the hose right about here to leave just enough room for the tank to have enough hose and for the pump down there. Screw in the faucet and connect that to the top tube right before I put the bottom hose from the tank to the bottom tube of the pump. I just realized that I'm gonna have to tighten this down after I put it in, so let me do that real quick. Now that the hose is connected to the faucet there, all I gotta do is put on one of these clips and then connect it to the top nozzle down there. With both sides connected up, all I have to do now is connect the bottom of this hose into the bottom of the pump, and then I should be about done. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll test it out. That I got everything hooked up, all I need to do is screw in the pump, and just like that, I got everything together. So now it is time to test it out. Okay, that was probably pretty hard to understand, but basically there's two hoses, one from the freshwater tank to the bottom of the pump, and then one from the top of the pump to the faucet, so that when you press the foot pump like the pedal, then water comes from the freshwater tank through the pump up to the faucet. There you go. Oh, that's so dope. No way.
Good job.
Yes.
Proud of you.
Let's go. That is sick. I have the strainer in here.
A little bit harder than you thought, huh?
So that empties right into the gray water tank, no leaks.
Oh yeah. You did it.
Dude, let's go. Okay, so I'm realizing I never really filmed a proper ending to this video, but Ignore the spoon in here. This is basically what it looks like when it's finished. And all of the parts I use are going to be linked in the description. And I'm going to link the video that I used to learn how to figure this out and everything. But the sink's been super handy. Used it on a few trips, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these videos. So leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and thanks for watching.